I would just share it with you because it's something that I wrote, and this one for me, this is probably the most special thing I've ever written to me personally, because it came from doing work with organizations and continuing to be asked the question of, you know, how do we create a better culture? How do we get our team to work better together? How do I become a better leader? How do I do this? How do I do that? Like blah, 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 blah. Like there were so many questions. And what I kept coming to was the answer is never to focus on how do I stop doing this? The answer is always to focus on how do I begin doing this instead? So this poem, Leader You Will Be, is an invitation to all of us, myself included, to really look at how we're showing up and who is it that we want to actually become. So you guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's called The Leader You Will Be, an Invitation. How does a leader inspire the folks? Does he shut down and grimace and say, nope, 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 nope? Does he need it his own way? See few employees in his day? Does she scream and demand and not offer a hand? Does he shout? Does he pout? Does he have to figure it all out? Does she whine? Does she cry? Does she take her marbles and say goodbye? Does she lie? Does he make you feel wrong, say one thing but do the other? Does she treat you in a way that makes you want to call your mother? No. A leader doesn't do these things. She doesn't even try. She gives it her all with an authentic reply. He meets, points, and rallies. He speaks his own mind. She believes in her people. She leaves no one behind. He challenges, he inspires, and he compels others to do the same. She knows what you're up to, what you're about, and even your name. She's genuine. She's authentic. She is the real deal. And she'll invite you to talk, play, listen, learn, and be heard over meetings or a meal. He recognizes and acknowledges he doesn't have to know it all. And when he's stuck, he's not afraid to make the call. Help, he will say. For this, I need experts smarter than me. To collaborate, differentiate, to explore, and to be the best we can be. She invites risks and takes them. With her, you are safe. She encourages growth and learning, and inspiration she leaves in her wake. You'll see her in the hallways, and in your office she may stop, but it won't be just because something's wrong. He might just want to talk. She wants you to feel seen, to feel valued and free, and she celebrates the results by including you and me. He stands for courage. He shows courage and vulnerability. She questions her own culpability. He stands for gratitude and generosity, and she quickly cleans up any drama or animosity. Yes, these are some of the things she does, and yes, they're quite fantastic. But he has a secret sauce, one that makes him quite elastic. And you have it too. It's yours for the taking. But take it on quickly and now, because your next level of leadership is waiting. See, through all of this, while leadership gets the glory, if you really want to play the game, there is much more to the story. She stands tall and confident, her presence commanding. He leads and inspires without shouting and offending. He takes exquisite care of himself. On this you can tell. His posture is fantastic. He eats really well. She lives in her body. She takes care of it every day. And he prioritizes self-care without further delay. She knows she can do more, can serve, and contribute if her energy she intentionally distributes. He also gets that people count on him something gigantic. So he commits to sticking around in a way that's authentic. And he doesn't do it by the book, for that wouldn't be fun or real or even work. So he leads his health and himself creatively, and everyone gets the perks. This kind of leadership is solid, not hollow. Thoughtful delegation, accountability, and white space, the people, they'll follow. See, underneath this behavior is something quite remarkable. His intentions, energy, and presence are authentically unstoppable. And if you were led by him, you become a better person. Not because she'd make you, there'd be no coercion. She'd hold space for you to step into, her presence would compel it, but not because she'd make you, because she doesn't have to sell it. More so because he'd see you. She'd see what you can't see yet. And she'd grab you by your soul to be the biggest you could be. He'd ask you to lead, to contribute something fierce. And you'd question your abilities, perhaps even through tears. But he'd ask, he'd demand it, he'd share what he could see, and she'd ask you again, please be the biggest you can be. Not for yourself, or your wallet, or your fame, but simply because you care about people and the integrity of the game. She'd approach and pull back, he'd guide, push, and pull, and after leading with her, your heart would feel full. And you know you could do it. After all, how could you not? Because once you've led with this leader, you can't not take your shot. So off you will go to make an impact and serve, because with this new awakening, you are way ahead of the curve. For you have been touched by the gift and the game of leadership, of having someone champion you who knows that you are hip. Go forth and lead, make your own way. The people are counting on you. This is what she'll say. And I'm here in service. I love you. I care. I will not do it all right. I will mess up. Beware. But you can count on me. We are one and the same. Leadership has called us by spirit, by name. Get out and lead. Give it all that you've got. Take care of yourself. This will sure mean a lot. You have work to do. Don't question it. Don't pause. The world needs you now. Play the game. Choose your cause. And you, well, you won't be able to stop yourself because you've been inspired. And here's the real trick. The old you has been fired. See, we are this leader now, and we have work to do. So let's get out there and lead, and let's consider this today our cue. And that's how it works, folks. One step at a time. But don't do it alone, because together we will climb. There are things that won't serve you or your people or your cause. There are things that will piss you up, light you up, and make you feel raw. But lead, for goodness sake. No matter what you do, stay awake, stay aware, stay present, stay true. There is so much good to lead for. There is so much good to do. And with an abundance of need, the world is waiting just for you. The time to lead is now. Wouldn't you agree? So come along, lean in, get your game on, and show up as the leader you will be. Thanks, you guys. Book, which is not here, but I brought some copies to give out as gifts for the raffle. We'll do that in a few minutes. But the way to do that, every time I listen to that poem, every time I go through it, even just up here, there's little bits that catch me that I go, oh, I really want to work on this right now. Oh, I really want to address this one little frame that I just mentioned. And so the way to work with that poem is to identify the things that stand out for you that feel important to you. And you just attack one way of being. Is it presence? Is it being more intentional? Is it taking better care of yourself? Is it just being a better, thinking partner, or just being more present with the person next to you? Like any little thing that you notice isn't feeling great, you just take that and you make that your focus. And I promise, if you set an intention around it and you breathe into it and you take care of yourself, I promise you will become more of that leader you want to be. And I'm doing it with all of us because I look at that all the time and look at where I can up-level my game. The other piece is that how to do that is actually in here. In this book, I go deep into superpowers. I go deep into rituals. I go deep into self-care. I go deep into navigation of conflict. I go deep into how you manage that guy that's giving you a hard time. It's all in here. All right, so my prayer is that you guys pick up a copy of this and support Barnes & Noble, because I really, really, really would love to keep supporting the live bookstores where you walk in and you can actually pick up the book and smell it. Said the writer. Right? So good.